Terraria, a pixel block placing game, where you can build magnificent houses to show off to your friends, and show that you have the superior building skill. Of course, I don't have that, so I'm going to break down the basics of how to build houses in Terraria because I have a teacher who just barely got into it, and he asked me to kind of talk about it, so I decided I'd make a video. So one of the first things that I need to talk about is the fact that you need a chair and either a table or a workbench. Another thing that you're going to want is some form of lighting, such as a torch or a I think it's called the fallen star in a bottle. You also need walls to cover up the entire back part of your build. Now I'm going to get right into the build. First base I'm going to be going over is the starter base, which needs to be 9 blocks long by 6 blocks tall. And you will need a door for it to be considered a house, but I'll show you a way to get around that in the future. But for now, stick with the door. There are 2 ways you can make a house. You can either have a workbench or you can have a table. With the table, you can make a stopwatch so that you can tell the time. Either way, you need one or the other. There's no real added benefits, pros or cons, whichever one you go with. The second house type is the speedrun house type, which uses platforms which are 6 blocks tall, and then normal blocks that are also 6 blocks tall, and then across, close down, and then you put up a few walls up, and then you place down your torch or your lighting. That way it has lighting, and this is actually technically considered a house. Why? Not quite sure, but hey, it works. And like with the other house, you can either do this with a workbench or a table, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to show you both ways so that you can see that no matter which one you use, the housing will be suitable. And if something isn't suitable, then there's something that you either didn't place or forgot. The third base type is a sky base. This is basically the starter base but in the sky, so that ground mobs won't be able to get inside of the base. Flying mobs do sometimes get inside the base, but if you place down a door, you should be fine. In this one, I do show that you can use platforms as a door instead of an actual door. Now, there are pros and cons to this, so that if there is a flying mob that's nearby, it can technically just fly inside the base and kill any NPCs or yourself if you're AFK, which has happened to me before. But another nice thing about this base is you can place down platforms on the bottom so that you can just go in and out from other NPCs' houses, or you could just have a quick entrance and exit for your base. This is also good for storage rooms or, crafting areas. That way you can just have a quick way of getting inside and also a quick exit. I should also let you know that any NPC that is inside of a sky base will not be able to fall through the platform that you've placed down as well, because I'm sure that somebody who doesn't know this will probably comment asking if the NPC will just fall through. The NPC should not fall through, but if the NPC does get hit outside of the base by a flying mob, then technically, yeah, it will fall down and fall through. The fourth base type is the underground base, which is basically the same thing as the sky base and the starter base, but this one's underground. So you'll need a hammer so that you can remove all the walls that are placed in by the game, because these walls will not work with the NPC housing and will not make the housing suitable. Another thing with this is if you have any NPCs that you plan on having down here with either the platform door or normal door, it is easier for mobs to fall down and for them to then come in and kill you or your NPCs. So just as a note, extra precautions, I would probably stay away from this one unless you're in an area that is kind of like a mob farm where it's blocked off to all mobs being able to get inside, or the mobs aren't going to have a reason to jump down towards where your NPCs are at. This is also good for storage areas and crafting areas, the same as the sky base. And on this one, I am showing that no matter which one you do again, whether it be your platform door or your normal door, it will still work. Again, with all the other builds as well, doesn't matter if you place down a table or a crafting bench, either way, as long as you have a wall, a light source, and one of the two along with the door, you will have a suitable housing area for your NPCs. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like, please leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.